Awesome.
So I don't know what's going on in the rest of the country, but New York is having a heat wave right now. So it was time.
Yeah.
It was time. Yeah. We don't have central air, and every year I'm like, this is the year I'm gonna get central air, and then summer rolls around. I'm like, you know what? It's really not that bad. It's not that hot. We're not in the part of the country that's blistering hot all the time. We probably don't need it. And then the second week in July rolls around, and bam, for like 3 weeks, it's really hot. And I have the one air conditioner in the family room, and I just live in that room for 3 weeks. And then it gets better. And then the next year rolls around, and I say, next year I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
To get the central air. And then the next year the spring rolls around, and it's like, but it's really not that bad. And the cycle just
continues
again. Yeah.
It's a story of life.
So, yeah, it's cyclical, like everything.
Yep.
How you guys doing?
Good, man. Doing good. I had a busy ass week. Yeah. I'm gonna have another busy week. I get to go back to Chicago again, so it's gonna be interesting to see the same old places all over again.
It's funny. I bet every time you go to Chicago now, you're like, I wish my friends were here with me.
I do. Every time I go, I'm sitting there thinking, man, it's just not the same anymore. Like, it's ruined it for me. It's totally ruined it, I know. But what's weird is I go to Chicago next week for the whole week. And then the week after that, I'm finally home for a week. Then the week after that, I go back to Chicago for a week. And then the week of like the 12th of September or something like that, I'm there for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow. That is. Speaking of weird stuff, so I'm at a barbecue yesterday.
Yeah.
Right next door. I'm talking to my neighbor who he listens to the show. He's a Trekkie. And he proceeds to tell me he works in a school. He works IT in a school district. And he went into the French classroom and painted on the wall in French, it says, where no man has gone before. So he starts talking to the teacher. Come to find out, they're both Trekkies. She's married. Her husband is a Trekkie as well. And of course, the conversation shifts to Star Trek podcasts. And she listens to a Star Trek podcast, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's 3 guys, and one of them records from a van in his driveway, and he says, "Oh my God, that's my neighbor! I see the van. I see him out there Sunday mornings." So, so Christy Epstein, if you're listening, Thanks for being a loyal Trekcast listener.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is cool. your shout out, Christy Epstein.
What a small world. What a small world.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah. It is.
That's crazy. All right, well,
Dan's
we got
being internet famous.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that?
Dan's being internet famous.
That's it.
Internet famous for a shuttlecraft parked in his driveway.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Oh man.
So we got a whole bunch of stuff to cover today. We got some new intros, some new bumpers. We got some emails from some guys with some new bumpers, and I don't know what they are. I haven't listened to them yet. So the 3 of us and everybody else listening is going to be totally surprised by some of these new intros people have made. So with that, let's just go ahead and hit the first one. I don't know how I'm going to do the make it quiet thing, but we'll like you wanted me to, Dan, but we'll try it. Or Daniel, sorry. Here we go.
Yeah.
Trekcast. The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
There we go.
Yeah. And we'll just let it go in the background like that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Then we'll have to turn everything else back up when we're done. But hey, welcome to Trekcast, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. I'm Chad. That's Dan. That's Daniel. All 3 of us. Yeah. Kyle is like, I can help you quiet that. Yeah, we could probably edit that to where it's got an automatic fade in it, and then I don't have to worry about changing settings on my end. But hey, we're here.
So that makes it sound like some listener submitted that, and the way we said all that.
Yeah. You made it.
Yeah, no, I made it.
Yeah, you made it. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry
so
if I was
whose voice
confusing.
Is that? Is that one of those deep fake voices?
Yeah. So the first one is supposed to be Hal from Space Odyssey, and then the second voice is supposed to be H. John Benjamin from Archer and Bob's Burgers, and the
I knew
episode we like.
I knew it sounded familiar. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Those were like the closest voices. Yeah.
You know what's we have reached the point where you watch a YouTube video or a TikTok video or something, right? And the artificial voices in the background, like you recognize them. Like there's this one, there's that one, there's the one, oh, it's just so annoying. It's like the raspy city guy who's like, I told her this and that and the other thing, and he said this. Yeah.
Yep.
So where do you get those? Is there a place you go to?
Yeah, there's a
get
website
those voices or?
Yeah, it's called fakeyou.com.
Okay.
What about the sounds and everything, like the music? Where'd you get that from?
So that is a free music website called Ben Sounds.
Ah, I gotcha.
Ben, like the name, Sounds, and all that stuff is free, and it's great.
Well, cool.
So how hard would it be for them to replicate my voice? And this is my wife asking because she wants Sunday mornings back. So if there's
you just want a robot sitting there playing what you're gonna. Yeah.
So I've got fake you. I've got fake you up right now, and it says professionally clone your voice for just $70.
Really?
Yeah. So there you go.
I'll let her know. If you wanna, buy evaporated milk for a couple months, save it up, and I don't know.
It literally says right at the top. It says "clone my voice."
Apparently, that's a way people save money. So I've heard.
Yeah. What? Oh man, we can always change when we're doing these. We don't have to do them on Sunday mornings.
No. I'm busted chops.
Yeah.
She does what I tell her. It's fine.
There's this that reminds me of that guy on TikTok. He's like a 60-year-old Boston guy, and his whole thing on TikTok is be a man. So he says, hey, set the voice for your navigation, your GPS thing for your car to be a man. Never take directions from a woman. Be a man.
Oh, jeez.
Like, oh, geez.
What an idiot.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
But it's total nonsensical crap like that, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like you can tell he's trying really hard not to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right, so what do we do next?
Well,
it's been 2
I
weeks.
guess we should kind of explain the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should probably explain what's going on today. So for today's show, it's not really a traditional show because everything happened at Comic-Con yesterday. The Star Trek panel happened, so there's not a lot of news. Well, there's a lot of news, but it's our main topic, right? So,
Yep.
Yeah. So let's just cover that. So we've got a lot of sound clips to listen to as well, and
We do.
topics to talk about throughout what happened at Comic-Con. So one of the first things that they did was they had the Big Trek panel. They talked a lot about all the different shows like Picard, Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks. We'll get into everything. Yes, we're going to talk about the crossover.
Yep.
We actually have more information about the crossover too. We have some of the
Really?
yeah. So that's all going to be in here. But
I don't
one
want
of
to
the first-
surprise anybody, but
Yeah.
I don't want to surprise anybody, but I really didn't do any prep.
No,
for
I
this
know
show.
you did.
I know you guys know that I usually like the 6 hours before the show, I'm on the web and I'm reading stuff and I'm watching stuff. That didn't happen. I watched the Picard teaser. I watched the Lower Decks teaser. That's it. I don't know anything else, so I'm coming in cold.
That's fine. That's totally
Okay.
fine. And that's
Cool.
really all that it's really out there. These clips were a little bit tough to find. I really thought Paramount Plus was going to release the whole panel on their social media because they did that with the Teen Wolf panel for some reason, but they didn't do it with Star Trek. So whatever. Yeah.
Teen Wolf's
But-
bigger.
but- Yeah, but I kicked around
Yeah,
some
when you
rocks
have
on the
when you
internet.
have the kind of following that Teen Wolf has, you got to cater to those fans.
Yeah. Well, I kicked over some digital rocks and I found some clips from the panels and all that. So.
Sweet. So we're
But,
so we're getting into the news right now, right? So I should play the news
Yeah,
clip?
we're getting into the news right now.
All right, here's the new news clip from Daniel.
Yeah.
Star Trek news.
Thank you, Robert Stack.
That's it. As Bill O'Reilly once said, fuck it, we'll do it live.
I know. I just love that I got Robert Stack. And Dan is just losing his mind about that.
That's great.
These are all unsolved mysteries.
Nice.
So we've seen a lot of the promotion for Picard season 3, right? They had even as season 2 was going, they released the big list of actors who's going to be in it. Big reunion for TNG. That's how they build it.
Mm-hmm.
There was even, they released character posters along with the San Diego Comic-Con panel, and it's each new character. So with that, Chad, do you have our first clip about is Picard season 3 a TNG reunion?
I do have our first clip.
All right.
I'm pulling it up now.
How was it brought to you all? What was your first kind of reaction to this reunion?
I don't mean to disappoint you, but it's not about a next generation reunion.
Sure.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
It's part of a narrative, a very serious narrative.
A serious
that
narrative.
develops throughout season 3. And
It's not a silly
indeed
narrative.
does bring us together. I can't say right at the end because you're not to know that. But it's not just a walk down memory lane.
Sure.
Remotely.
How was it brought to you?
There you go.
all?
Yeah.
What was your...
So, in other words, we get to see this whole cast together again for 2 episodes.
Probably 2 or 3 episodes. Yeah.
That's it. That's
Well,
it.
I mean, I think it's going to be a build-up to a reunion. If it's 10 episodes and the last 3 are them all together, then that means the first 7 are the build-up to the reunion, and that's the fluid story that he's talking about. But, if he's saying that this is not about a TNG reunion, I don't want to call Sir Patrick a liar, but, there's certain things that the fandom wants, and it's not more Raffi. Nobody stood up after this season 2 and looked back and said, that was good, but really? Could we get some more Raffi in there? That's really
I've got a fever that only Raffi can cure. Yeah. And I need more Raffi.
No one said that.
Exactly. Yeah.
No one said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just love that all the marketing is like, oh, it's going to be a reunion. And he's like, no, it's not at all, guys.
And I also don't want to say that we don't see them all come together right at the end because I don't want to spoil that. But I don't want to say that, but I just did.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's just funny. And I love that he just threw that out there. So we also, I don't know if you want to get the next one ready, Chad, the next one on the list. But, on
the final day,
they've already filmed season 3, right? It's done. They're in post-production right now.
Yeah.
So for these guys, a lot of them, they're just talking about everything that they've already done. So they asked Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, what is it like now that Picard is over for him, essentially?
Yes, that was just too much work going on to feel sad or a little bit sorrowful that it was over. But when they called, and that's a wrap, folks, I felt quite emotional because Picard has been a wonderful experience. Yes, I know I turned it down to begin with, but I was convinced by what I was told by our wonderful writing team and executive producers what was going to be different about it. And it proved to be even more different than I've been told.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everybody is fantastic in it. Yeah. I mean, Worf, Troy, Riker. It just, And, you know, it's very special to have that kind of a bond and then to revisit it, but in a very different way.
Yeah.
And also with Star Trek, which is I mean, I love being involved in this franchise. I really do, because it stands for something. And it stands for our universe and our possibilities of the future. And we're good role models, and we need that now.
People talk of the impact that
All right,
Star
that's...
Trek, and I'm not.
That's it.
Yeah, that's good.
So
go ahead, Chad.
I honestly don't know what the hell to say to that.
You guys both seem like lost. Yeah.
Oh, I heard a tone like somebody dropped out.
No, that was me trying to get out of YouTube before I tried to play another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that, Jazz. He sounds like a steaming pile of shit to me. Yeah, exactly. I'm not really sure what. Okay, go ahead.
I think it's funny that he's like, the show is even more different than when he was pitched.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
You know, talking about it being over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many times has it been over?
yeah.
At the end of TNG, it was over. At the end of Nemesis, it was over, and now it's over
Again.
So, I mean, I do think this is the last time, but you know.
Well, the marketing says
the
final
third
season. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but if you know, Star Trek has picked up a lot of steam in the last few years between Strange New Worlds, between the best part of the worst show being spun off into the best show of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Between Lower Decks, between all the hype around Picard seasons 1 and 2, despite how they turned out, all the hype around them, you know, the Nickelodeon show, the constant talk of more feature films, you know, CBS All Access and morphing into Paramount Plus. So I mean, you know, the Star Trek hype is stronger now than it's been for the last 10 years, which means if there's a way for them to suck some cash out of one of these 7 people, I'm not saying there's going to be TNG season 8, but you know, Michael Dorn's been pushing for 20 years for his own show.
Oh yeah.
If there was ever a time that they'd give him a project, it's probably now.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I'm not saying that'd be good. I'm not saying it'd be bad, but you know.
Hipster Spock says their hubris will not allow this to end well.
Well, is it their hubris or their sheer blank hubris?
Hubris, right. I mean, there's that. You know, one thing I thought was kind of funny is at this panel, one thing that was not mentioned was Section 31 at all.
Of course not. It's dead.
Right. Because it's a fictional show.
It's a fictional show.
Yeah, it's a fictional show. It's not going to happen.
Nope.
They did allude to more shows coming down the pike. I don't know if you want to get the next
pike. Yeah, coming down the pike. Yeah.
Coming down the Captain Pike.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to get the next clip ready in the list, Chad.
All I got to do is tap it and it'll go.
Okay, great. So they did talk about more shows coming and potentially more female leads. So if we want to hear about that.
Yeah, more Sonequa Martin Green.
Future
with the ladies.
Yeah. First of all, I'll say anything's possible, and I'll say that without revealing too much, you can certainly expect to see more Star Trek shows with female leads.
I personally had a lot of fun directing the amazing.
Oh, Leah, you're coming back for sure. Yeah.
But the amazing women characters.
Could we
that
get?
could theoretically be Section 31.
It could be, but
It could be that. It could be the rumored Janeway return.
Right.
It could be the Nurse Chapel spinoff that I will just watch on repeat until the end of time. And I know there's a few fellas in the group that would join me. In fact, we could just make a whole new podcast. Just call it Chapel.
If they shot a reality TV style show, but in the Star Trek universe, and it was B'Elanna kills Tom, and it's just them living together as a married couple, like raising kids, I would watch that.
Boy!
I think it's got to be B'Elanna. B'Elanna hates Tom, and it's takeoff of Joni loves Chachi.
Right. There you go. Dude, I would love that. And then they have those confessionals where they talk about the scene that you're watching,
like WandaVision.
Tom really bad. Yeah,
that's pretty good, hipster. Like WandaVision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Oh God, now I want this show.
How about no offense to the ladies, but how about instead of saying we're going to make more Star Trek shows with women leads, how about they say we're going to make more Star Trek shows with good writing?
What if they came out of the panel and they're like, so Stranger Worlds has shown us people like good shows. We're going to try that.
Yeah, we're going to make some of those.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care if it's a female lead, a male lead, if it's a transgender lead, if it's I'd like more Captain Angel. She was she whatever.
She was great.
They were great.
They were great.
Who?
It's Captain Angel.
Captain Angel.
It's good writing. Captain Angel. The
from Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, remember the episode where they went to the ship that was like a derelict colony ship or something that they had to get.
Remember because Spock made out with Nurse Chapel.
The pretend activist who was
correct.
Who was born a female but states she's non-gendered but uses pronouns of she and her and
they and them. I think
so. But it's nothing then.
The character's non-binary. That's
the
why.
character.
But
yeah,
the actress is. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That was a great episode. Give me more of that.
Yeah. So, okay. Speaking of great shows, right? Let's move on to the next panel, or next part of the panel, which was Lower Decks, right?
I hated that.
And that's a great female-led show, right? We all love Mariner. So, so we got a little bit of a preview of season 3, and one of the things that they're most excited about in season 3.
What, the outfits? Is this the clip?
No, we all have a fun little adventure, and we do great. We do great. I don't know what we can say, so I'm just like,
that's literally why I'm not saying anything. Yeah. I'm just like, nothing happens in our 3rd season where it's a
we're in space. What do you want to say?
I want to talk about our Earth outfits. I want to talk about our little Earth outfits.
They're really cute. Can they talk about their Earth outfits?
In the trailer.
All right.
They're accosting McMahon.
We can say that the Lower Deckers go to Earth,
yes.
and they wear little Earth outfits.
I love Earth outfits.
Talk about your little outfits.
Oh my god. Okay.
Welcome back to Outfit Corner with the cast of Star Trek Lower Decks.
Paint me a picture. What do they look like? Mariner's in a really cute cropped black leather jacket. She looks like such a badass with a deep V little white tank.
It's true.
Boimie is in a vest.
Yeah.
Boimie.
Yeah, exactly.
Tendi looks like Linda Hamilton in T2. She's got like a tucked-in little T-shirt, like ready for action. We all have.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
There you go.
They're so excited about their Earth outfits.
I gotta tell you, they just sound like they are having such a good time. That they enjoy each other's company and are having such a good time, and I think that translates into their
100%
performance. And I think that's part of the reason we all enjoy it so much is because they enjoy it so much. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, you can hear their
that whole. So they would do their panels, and then Entertainment Weekly had they would interview some of the bigger shows live online afterwards. So that's kind of where we're getting some of this. But man, those guys, the whole thing is like trying to herd cats, trying to talk to them.
Well, there's an enthusiasm.
Sounds like.
There's an excitement. They obviously enjoy each other's company, which that kind of comes through when you're listening and watching the show. That camaraderie between that little crew because they are their own little crew on the lower decks of the ship. So it does bleed through, and you can hear it when they're all sitting there talking. That's almost like a scene of them being in 10 forward having dinner, catching up from their day.
Yeah.
So
right.
Not
So
that
it's
much
pretty great.
dissimilar to the three of us being in the car for the first time together and talking and having it be totally surreal.
Oh, for sure. But so since we got that preview that nothing is going to happen on season 3 of Lower Decks, which is great. What's his name? Jack Quaid talked a little bit about what's up for Boimler, specifically in his character. So we've got that preview as well.
Well, so Boimler has a new attitude on life this season. I believe I can talk about this.
Go for it.
Yeah. He's bold. He's bold Boimler. This is his bold season. He basically gets the idea from the wonderful Tendi. She helps him kind of find more confidence, but his head's in the right place, but it's a little bit misplaced because he's like, I'm going to say yes to every opportunity that comes my way.
It's a bit of a Costanza.
Oh, it's such a Costanza.
Yeah.
Over here.
Well, there you go.
So Boimler has a new attitude on life.
There it goes.
So, yeah, Boimler's he's yes
bold,
man.
Bold Boimler.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes man. Jim Carrey, yes man.
Did you get the Costanza reference? I know not everybody has a Seinfeld.
I did.
No, I thought you might. So if you want to explain it.
So George Costanza was pretty much the loser on Seinfeld, and there was an episode where he basically said, "I'm going to change my whole outlook on everything as situations come up. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna come to a conclusion about how I'm gonna act, and then I'm gonna do the exact opposite."
I remember that.
And his life changed for a little while. He was having a good stroke of luck.
There you go.
How awful would that be
fun.
to come to the realization that anytime you have a thought about what you should do, if you do the exact opposite, then it's right. Like, how awful would that be to have that realization in life?
Well, I mean, you might
I know
have
some people that could live that way.
Yeah, someone who's maybe wrong all the time.
Indeed. As an example, there is, because I follow the stocks, right? There is what they call the Jim Cramer Index. And basically what it is anything that this dude says, do the opposite and you'll probably do well. This index is up over like 20% of the year since it started because of how wrong this guy is all the time.
Nice.
It's hilarious. Yeah. Like if you flipped a coin, you would be correct more often than that.
Than Mr. Kramer,
nice.
Loudmouth.
Yeah. So Lower Decks. We got a little bit more about Lower Decks, but specifically more about Strange New Worlds as the panels moved on. And so the big announcement, the big thing that's blowing up the internet right now is that there is going to be a crossover episode between Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds. We're going to see it soon. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. It's the thing that we had talked about potentially happening. So, Chad, I don't know if you want to get the next one ready.
Yep.
Let's hear a little bit about the crossover.
Here it is.
Here, somebody told us.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have been hanging out every panel. Can we hang out?
Alex and Rod got to stay. Why can't we stay?
The crash in the Strange New Worlds panel.
I think I know what this is about. I think this is about the crossover episode.
What?
The honor falls to me to announce that in season 2 of Strange New Worlds, there will be a crossover episode with Lower Decks.
Yeah, baby. We're gonna show up and stress them out.
Yeah.
Wait, so you guys are in live action form?
Yeah, just like you see us now, baby.
Very similar, except with purple hair and more red on me.
Yeah.
Wait, are you
may get an extremely buff, two-dimensional version of me.
Yeah, I am there for that. This is so amazing.
Well, it's been fantastic to see you both. This is our time.
They kick him
So
out.
are you bouncing us right now?
She's bouncing
right
us
now.
now.
So,
They bounce him right out.
So we are getting a crossover episode.
And that is live action Boimler and live action Mariner. And God, that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, how that happens, we don't know. They're not really saying, but that pretty much blew up all of Star Trek Twitter.
Yep.
Yesterday, and Instagram, and people were very excited. What do you guys think?
That'll be great. I can't wait for that. When is Strange New Worlds coming out again for season 2? Is it next year? We got to wait till next year
Next
again?
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, we've got Lower Decks coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, but that means we have to wade through Discovery and Picard in order to get to Strange New Worlds.
That's something I noticed. They didn't give a release date for Discovery. They talked about Picard is early next year.
Uh-huh.
Lower Decks is coming around the corner. I imagine Prodigy is right after Lower Decks, the second half of season 1 of Prodigy.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they didn't give release dates for Disco or talk about Disco at all. That's really telling.
Wait, there was no conversations about Discovery at all during the entire week of Comic-Con?
No.
That's
telling.
That's
maybe they've
telling.
realized nobody cares.
That is so fucking telling. Holy shit.
Right.
I thought I just missed a few news clips or something here and there. I didn't realize they didn't cover it at all.
About it.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they cover? There's no way that they saved all of that for STLV in a couple of weeks. There's no way they saved it for that.
Could have. They could have.
Maybe.
Maybe just a release date.
Yeah, just that's all they need for now.
You know
Christmas.
what? Were any of them at Comic-Con? Any
No.
of the cast of that show? So who knows? Maybe they're saving it. Maybe a bunch of them are going to be in Las Vegas, so they're changing those saving those announcements for when they're going to be there.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Jeez, that's telling though to have nothing at all.
I mean, it makes sense though. If they're going to save it for STLV, then split it up. Sure, that makes sense. We'll probably get a bigger trailer for Picard then, something like that.
Yeah, but you'd drop a teaser. You'd say something about it. You'd let people know. That's called marketing. Tune into STLV. We didn't drop everything here.
We don't say that. I mean, Marvel didn't say that after their panel and be like, "Hey, wait till D23 in a few months, and we're going to talk more about."
Yeah, that's true.
Marvels. So.
Yeah,
but we did learn more about the crossover, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of questions. Like, so they're going to be live action, but what does that really mean? So, we got more about the crossover. Let's listen to that.
All right, here we go.
So we have an episode that is. Have you guys seen it? Like, because it's animation and live action, right?
Yeah.
Are you all? Can you? I don't know how much you can say. Are you all in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can answer that. We can't answer that.
Oh no.
We can't answer that, and she answers it.
There is predominantly live action for everyone involved, but there are animated elements at different points.
Okay. What was you all's reaction when you get that of like all the Star Trek things you're crossing over with something that's animated? What was your reaction?
Oh,
to that?
I thought it was going to be Roger Rabbit. I was like, we're going to have animated characters running around following us around how are they going to be big? Are they going to be small? Like, he was like, no, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
And once they explained it to me, I was like, oh.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So there we go. So it's going to be mostly live action, but there is going to be animated elements.
Oh, it's going to be wild.
So I'm wondering if the scene in Doctor Strange where they're traveling through different realities and there's like an animated reality and there's one where everything's made out of paint and so I'm wondering if it's something like that where they're going to spend a short time in this animated reality or more than one animated reality. I would like to see them pop into the Star Trek the Animated Series style animation shortly and spend a few minutes in the Prodigy animation
that would be cool
style, and then suddenly they're in more of a video game where it's pixelated and it looks like Doom or something like an early there were a couple of Star Trek first person shooters over the years, so
I could see some of the animated elements
or see them or see the Strange New Worlds crew, but and even though it's the TOS era, it looks like TOS. Like the uniforms look like exactly like TOS. The backgrounds look like TOS.
Yeah, just
the music,
like
the lighting,
Trials and Tribulations. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
My thought is some of the animated elements is we're going to see how Boimler and Mariner come over. So that'll be animated to show the shift becoming how they become live action.
Yeah.
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 Should be fun no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to that episode. That'll be cool. And the whole next season.
Yeah.
Just too far away. It's too damn far away.
I like that that Anson Mount was like, oh, I thought it was going to be Roger Rabbit. Like these just cartoon characters bouncing around.
Yeah. It's like, how am I going to figure out that? How tall are they? That's his first question. How tall are they? That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. We also got one more announcement. This was not part of the Star Trek panel, but I know for our audience, they would want to hear this. So we'll give it over to Seth MacFarlane has this announcement.
Okay. Here's an announcement from Seth MacFarlane.
Hey, Orville fans, Seth MacFarlane here. I am so excited to announce that all 3 seasons of the Orville are coming to Disney Plus on August 10th. We are thrilled to be bringing all of our missions to the platform, so be sure to tune in.
Okay,
there
so
you go.
The Orville's moving to Disney, or going to be on Disney Plus. It's not really moving. I mean, it's part of Hulu. It's all the same thing. So
right,
it just makes sense that it shows up on Disney Plus for those who have that and don't have Hulu.
Right.
Have you guys been keeping up with
Nope.
that show?
Not at all.
Yeah, I have.
Oh man, Chad, you're kind of missing out.
That's what I'm hearing.
First 1 or 2 episodes were rough, and it was a slow start. But man, they really hit their stride.
Did they?
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Go back, do it.
Well, I'll have some time.
Do it.
I'll have some time. I'll watch this week and see if I can get caught back up. I finished a few other series that I've been trying to get through. The Boys being one of them, so that's done. But
so in our YouTube live chat, somebody did mention something. I completely forgot to mention this. But the crossover episode between Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds, Riker is directing. Jonathan Frakes is directing that episode.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So there you go. Yeah.
So if there is some interdimensional hopping going on, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised for him to show up as well.
For sure.
Which I'm always down for more Riker.
Always.
How could you not be?
Always.
Yep.
Always.
More Riker, more Pike.
Yeah. So that's the main news stuff from Comic-Con. We do got some more clips that we can play. I figured maybe we can play those as we bring in people for feedback.
All right.
You know, we can play a clip one at a time with them and get their reactions to some of them.
Okay.
So,
fair enough.
Are we going to do the thing with X's so people can say if they want to talk to us live?
Sure. We'll
Okay.
go into. I'll play the feedback thing, the new feedback thing from Daniel, and then we got
Yeah.
some during that feedback time here too. We'll do the
Put an X in the chat.
Yeah, start putting X's in chat if you want me to unmute you so you can talk. Give us your feedback on what's been going on with Strange New Worlds, everything else that's been going on with Comic-Con and everything else. I'll play the feedback button, and we got a whole bunch of voicemails and everything else to play too.
Let's enter feedback.
What is that?
That's the robots from Attack of the Clones and
Is that what it was?
yeah, that's the Roger those robots. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
90-minute
Right, you said-
episode for Orville. Holy cow.
Yeah. It was
What's
a
that?
movie. The latest episode of Orville was 90 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so put an X in the on-air chat over in Discord if you want me to unmute you so we can go through and get your feedback. So Chaz is first. We're going to unmute Chaz. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. Did you follow any of this Comic-Con stuff live over this last week with what was going on? Or
I heard Shatner was kind of salty about it. About
Yeah,
Star Trek
yeah.
and saying Gene
Yeah.
Roddenberry would roll in his grave and everything.
Yeah, old man was yelling at clouds for sure.
rolling his grave over what?
Over the new Star Trek and how
Yeah.
it's just not the vision of Gene Roddenberry.
Strange New Worlds isn't, or Discovery isn't? Which?
He just said new Star Trek.
I think he's probably referring to Picard and
Yeah.
probably Discovery.
Yeah, but he
Because
didn't
I don't think-
specifically name them.
No, but I think he's referring to those two because those two are kind of hot garbage right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then listening about Picard season 3, and then he spoils it that everybody shows up at the last 2 episodes, pretty much. And it's just kind of like, oh man, I really don't want to see Seven or Raffi this season.
No. God.
And I hate to say, like, I love 7 of 9, but they really ruined her character too, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
It's different. It's significantly different.
Yes, because I watched Voyager, and I really liked Voyager, and it was a good show. It's better than, Picard or Disco, so. And I kind of wonder if the reason why they didn't talk about Disco is maybe this might be the final season of Disco. Because I think they've had...
Yeah, we're all praying for that.
I think the last 2 seasons, so many people have dropped off following it and watching it. So.
And they know their numbers.
Oh, yeah.
They don't tell us, but they know their numbers.
Talk about the popular stuff. Yep.
I used to listen to a bunch of different Star Trek podcasts, and some of them dumped it from reviewing it. So, it's just kind of weird that...
So, wait. Hold on a minute.
Uh-oh.
You're seeing other podcasts?
I
thought we had something special.
Chad cheats on his. Chad cheats on. Man,
it's all those guys whose names start with C or cheaters.
Right here.
C stands for cheater, apparently.
Yeah.
I have a scarlet C on my chest.
There you go.
Vulcan in the chat says when he's listening to them, he's thinking of you all.
Well, I was going to ask you guys, how did you guys find Trekcast?
Oh, it's been around for forever. So, I mean, it was the only one for the longest time.
What was the first time that you, found this podcast?
Oh, very first
time. I had a job that I hated at the time. And it had a lot of downtime where I didn't have anyone to talk to. So I was like, hey, I heard about these things called podcasts. Maybe I could, because I used to listen to talk radio a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
So I went on iTunes and I just searched for Star Trek and this one came up and I listened to it and I was like, I kind of like these guys. So I caught up and Then it went away for a while, and I hooked up with these 2 jokers, and the rest is history. So so extreme boredom. That's how I found.
Yeah, well, same here. It's like because you listen to talk radio, and you got so many commercials, and with podcasting, you don't have that giant commercial break in between.
Every 30 seconds.
How'd you find it, Chad?
Well, I actually started listening to podcasts almost from the moment they started becoming a thing. We're talking early 2000s. I want to say 2003, 2004, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So did you listen to Adam Curry podcast or anything like that?
I did.
Podcast.
I did. Yep. And then it was sometime in 2005 or 2006 that I did my very first podcast myself.
Oh, wow.
So I did that one for about 2.5 years for my Rotary Club. So I was an old man before my time. But it was fun and I learned a lot. I'm always one of those guys who wants to learn something new. Yes, Chad has been wrong since 2006. That's exactly what that means, Vulcan. Yeah, that's good. Good one. No, I mean, I've always been one of those guys who wants to keep fresh with whatever's, new technology, new methods of doing things. I'm constantly teaching myself something, and podcasting became one of those things way back when, audio, video editing, all that kind of stuff on the side for fun. So, and then how I came across this show, actually it was probably in the 2011, 2012 stage, when the JJ movies were kind of really rolling or coming to an end or you knew the third one was coming at some point, but wasn't really sure, and I was really upset with the second movie, and then I came across this one when I was just searching for podcasts because I was surprised there wasn't a dearth of them at that point. There should have been, but there wasn't. And this was the only one that I actually... Oop. Someone's calling me.
Oh, someone's getting phone calls.
One of our new sound effects.
Yeah. I think that was my daughter actually trying to get a hold of me for something.
Nice.
We'll see if she calls the wife. But no, yeah, it must be from my other podcast. That's right.
That's right.
We do have a voice. We do have a voicemail over at the other podcast now, directly because we had one here, and Kyle, who's listening right now, loved it so much he was like, "We should do that." And so that other podcast now, because of this show, gets like 4 or 5 hilarious voicemails every single week. It's hysterical. So
nice.
But no, that's how I came across it. Daniel, how about you?
Yeah, so I had a Zune in a really long commute. And so I filled my Zune with podcasts, and that's how I got into it. It was either Star Trek or wrestling podcasts. That was it. There was no in between.
Star-Lord and his Zune.
Yeah.
How I found the show was another podcast, so I really didn't cheat because the other podcast suggested this. Because David Thomas Ivy was talking about the Gamma Quadrant. It was like they reviewed Deep Space Nine back in the day.
Yeah.
And, that was an old podcast, and they haven't been around probably, since 2012 or so. But I remember listening to that, and they said, you guys ought to check out Trekcast. And I was like, there's other Star Trek podcasts? Because you remember iTunes back in the day, it was all mixed up with the music, and it was harder to find podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I found it, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so my daughter's okay. She's texting me now. She's like, please pick up the phone. I'm like, I know you're not asleep. And I'm like, no, I'm recording a show. And she's like, boo, can I move into the basement? Like, no. No, you don't get the basement. Moving on.
We're not discussing this right now.
What are we doing?
So I did just found on Twitter that Alex Kurtzman was asked if we're going to get a Ben Sisko or Deep Space Nine series, in modern Star Trek. And he didn't definitively answer the question, but he says there have been discussions.
Now, if they brought back Ronald D. Moore to be the showrunner, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Or Stephen Bear, one of the old guys. So
I just want Brunt going through to businesses and just knocking them down a peg. Like, think Gordon Ramsay with space businesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want Star Trek Coombs. I just want to know where Jeffrey Coombs plays every single character. It's like a one-man show.
Kind of like Eddie Murphy and Hercules, or not Hercules. What was it? Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you could do something like Whose Line Is It Anyway, but like sci-fi based with Star Trek actors and just cycle out different actors. Do a few episodes a year and put that up there. Like, it'd be a cheap show to do, but it'd be so much fun.
Yeah. It would be great.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys are fantastic acters, and like I'm sure they'd love to show that off.
These are the kind of things that they do after hours at the larger Star Trek conventions.
Right.
I've seen comedy shows with Armin Shimmerman and Max Grodenchik, at the bar after hours, and it's funny stuff. Stuff. So they could totally do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to our next feedback.
Yep. Thanks, Chaz. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Gonna mute you. You're muted. And the next one was Lumberjack Daryl. Get to hear his smooth voice this morning. If I unmuted, there you go. Daryl, how's it going?
Oh, not too bad. How are you guys doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Smooth like butter. Like butter.
That's right.
Talk to me, Daryl.
What do you got, Daryl?
I'm looking forward to Picard season 3. I am very optimistic, despite seasons 1 and 2. But let's see the full story. It was pretty cool to see Worf actually look like Worf.
Yeah,
but
white hair, Worf.
Yeah,
white hair and thin and pulled back, kind of evoking the newer look of the Klingons. I think they're trying to find the middle ground there.
Oh, you think that's what they're
He's
doing?
got like a sword in his back, like he's a Highlander.
Yeah, to me, Worf looks kind of too old. Like, I know Klingons can live as long as Vulcans. He must be really stressed out.
Yeah,
Alexander will do that to you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's a good season 3 for Picard as their final, that'll make me happy. I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't know if they know what they're doing to be able to do that, but we'll see.
I think it's going to be a course corrected because like how Nemesis ended off, it just came. Well, it was garbage, you might as well say. But I think they're course correct. They want to give these characters a proper send off, so I'm optimistic about it. But it's like there's no data in there, but there was talk of them. Yeah, there's talk of Brent Spiner is going to be there. He's going to play possibly another soon, but I think what they're going to do, they're going to take the memories from D4 and put it into an android body similar to Picard's. So that's how they can bring Data back. So like all those years that Data's not. So post Nemesis, Data has no memory about that. So we might get that optimistic version of him.
Well, they did say that the character he's going to play is a returning character. So it could be, like somebody said in the chat, lore. It could be assume. We don't know. It's got to be one of those.
I be honest, I hope it's lore. And they talked the main villain for season 3 of Picard is going to be a woman. So bring back Sela, bring back Denise Crosby. Like
that's what people are hoping for. But they also have said that the villain is a new character. So
and it, like I said, it ties in the TNG, and gives her a reason to come back because we're not going to see like Yar come back at all. So
no.
Yeah. Since we got you on the line, Lumberjack Daryl, why don't we play one of the fun moments? Let's do what it's like for Patrick Stewart to be returning to both Picard and Professor X in the last few years, and his thoughts on that.
All right, here we go.
John Delancey is. I'm sorry. Your
they asked him about X, and he said Q.
You're talking about Professor X.
Yes.
And this is my problem with the alphabet, which I never properly learned. Q and X mean approximately the same thing to me. My apologies. I left school at 15. What else do you expect? And I've been learning lines ever since. So, my ambition now is to learn the alphabet. Well, you see, the same thing happened with Professor X that happened with Picard, that the blending of the Professor and Patrick, except that I left school at 15 and he did a little bit more, was that I could be confident that what I was doing was Professor X, with elements of Patrick Stewart as part of it. But I was always happy to sacrifice Patrick Stewart to Jean-Luc Picard or to Charles Xavier. And that's how I've been about I think, certainly the second half of my present 60 years.
So he stopped acting.
Yeah, he stopped acting. He just started being himself, and he is Professor X, and he is P2. Okay.
Yeah, and he is Picard. There you go. Acting.
Acting.
Well, isn't it that some actors like they play they merge their characters together where they become inseparable, similar to like say bring a wrestling Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, John Cena,
The
Rock.
Yeah.
You can't watch anything Paul Rudd does without seeing Paul Rudd. Doesn't matter what his character is in the film; it's Paul Rudd.
Or Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Will Smith was like that for a long time.
Yeah. So makes sense. I mean, it does make sense.
Well, the thing is, though, like I said, Patrick Stewart's in his 80s, and it's like I don't have to try anymore. I know these characters, and they're so, like that's things like Picard, Shakespearean actor, Patrick Stewart, Shakespearean actor. So,
yeah,
just add some sci-fi stuff to it, and his Shakespeare in space, in original Klingon.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
If you didn't see it in the on-air chat over on Discord, Kyle killed a baby Gorn. Anyway.
Oh no.
we're gonna Daryl, thanks
All
for coming
right.
on. We're going to mute you. We're going to move on
Thanks for coming
to
on.
one more guy. Thanks, man. Appreciate your
Thank
feedback. Species 516, that's Taryn. And we're going to unmute Taryn. You're next, buddy. You X'd up. Go for it.
Hey guys.
How's it going, man?
Oh man, yeah, I was pretty excited for TNG or not TNG, Star Trek Picard reboot or refresh or update, whatever they want to call it. But
yeah,
I don't know. They're mentioning like multiple enterprises, and I hope they don't end up redoing All Good Things, but from the future perspective or something weird like that. So. But yeah, I'd be awesome to see Sela in there, get Denise Crosby. That'll be a true send-off, and I think what did I say? Sealor? She's gonna activate Lore, or reactivate him, and they're gonna, wreak havoc on the galaxy again. But yeah, excited. I just think that the one thing I noticed about all the shows is, the main problem with Disco and Picard is it was too centralized on one character. And Star Trek works best as an ensemble. That's why Lower Decks works. It's the Lower Deck ensemble. Pike's Strange New Worlds, it's an ensemble. And I think every time they try to do a central character, it doesn't feel right. They just don't know how to write that. And it ignores all the rest of the characters. So I think that's the fundamental problem of...
well, the whole thing is it's a crew, right? So...
Yeah, it's a crew. It's teamwork. It's all about teamwork. It's not about, Mikey knows best. And I think that's right. That's the hard part. And yeah, I'm not missing Disco. Now that you have other tracks, Pike set the standard. Strange New World set the standard. So I don't know. It's going to be a hard standard to, I guess, maintain, but also meet with anything new they come out with. So we'll see.
I heard a good allegory the other day, and they said Star Trek is a restaurant. You might not love all the meals at the restaurant, but you've got your favorite dishes. And you probably got the ones you avoid.
That's a good point.
So my only worry about season 3 Picard, I know a few people are hopeful for it, but my only worry about it is they already filmed it. Everything's already done. It's already a wrap. It's all in post-production at this point. Well before anybody got the reaction and feedback from what Strange New Worlds has shown. So there was no way for them to, there was no time there for them to do any kind of a course correction for it, nor was there time for discovery.
But they had already decided that the direction that Strange New Worlds was going to take was a good idea because of what the fans have been saying for years.
Right.
So they may have decided to correct both of those courses simultaneously. At least that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm hoping it was a franchise course correction, not just
They clearly made a big shift, right? Because they got rid of everyone from season 2, and then they brought everyone back from before. So there's clearly big shifts happening. So we'll see.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think I'm cautiously optimistic, put it that way. I think the fact that Worf looks like he did, I think that's probably they're 50% of the way there for me at least, because that was one of my biggest issues is how they're going to mention that. So,
well, Terrence, since we got you on the line, let's play a clip. Let's find out, according to everyone at Comic-Con, who is of the Star Trek actors, who is the biggest Star Trek nerd?
Like when you do something like such like a Balance of Terror homage in the finale, like who is the one of you that's like, I know what this is a reference to, I know what this, or is it any of you?
Your mom.
Oh,
Definitely
your mom.
Or his mom. Your mom.
Yeah.
But I don't hold a candle to Tawny Newsome.
True. Very
she's
true.
a
From Lower Decks.
Oh yeah. Like when you do something like such
So,
like a
Tawny Newsome.
Tawny Newsome is the encyclopedia.
Yep.
Or Uhura's mom. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
I would listen to like that Pod Director one, where Tawny Newsome was on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, the way she spoke, I was kind of wondering, like, is she really a fan, or is she really that much of a Trek geek that?
Yep.
And it's like, wow, it really shows through on that, the way she speaks. So I think that's a testament to why Lower Decks works. Also, you got people that actually know the show.
Yeah.
And know what makes the show.
Is that podcast still going? I don't think I've seen anything new out of the Pod Directive for a while.
Not that I look at other podcasts other than this one, but no, I haven't noticed.
Right.
Right answer. Right answer.
Good answer. Good
How
answer.
would I know that? Why
How would I? What you asking me? I don't know, Joey. You
That's
tell
right.
me, man. I haven't been there all day. You know?
What the hell was that, Chad?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not going to repeat it. Mobsters trying to cover each other's ass. I don't know. It just came out of me. I heard Dan say I don't know, and that's instantly what I thought.
All right. Who else do we got for feedback? Thanks for being on, Taryn.
Thanks, Taryn. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. If we have somebody else X up, we'll. I was only listening to the commercials of the other podcasts.
There you go. There you go.
Hipster Spock wants to come
Spock
on.
just did an X.
Yeah,
All right,
here we
let's
go. Hipster, how's it going, man?
Doing okay, you guys?
Good.
So basically, I'm bullish on season 3 of Picard because I don't think they can take the backlash if it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
I mean, Picard is way too much of a flagship for them to mess up on. So I think that they'll do them justice. And I don't think they would have gotten all the crew back on board if the actors didn't think that they would do their characters justice, right? So I mean, I don't think James McFadden or Worf would sit through like 6 hours of makeup just to have them mess up his character arc at the last thing, right? So,
well, okay, I agree and I disagree. So first off, Dorn would show up for anything. So let's just no.
100%.
Yeah.
Stewart also thought that the first 2 seasons were going to be fantastic, and he was part of the writing for all of it as well. And look at what happened. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Picard a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll show up if she's going to be my girlfriend.
I don't want to speak ill of any of our favorite Trek actors, but what was the last Gates McFadden project that you showed up for? What was the last Marina Sirtis project that you showed up for? What was the last Michael Dorn project that you showed up for? I mean, these guys need the work. So I feel like it doesn't matter what they put in front of them. It's how many zeros? You got it. I'm there. Right. Count me in.
There's a little bit of that. At the same time, I think for most of them, though, they're already doing other things. They've got their own stuff. If it's an added pad, great, but they don't have to have it. So yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of both. But
I agree with Species that Trek is an ensemble show, and you cannot really focus on any one character too much. That they did that with Disco with Michael. It's not fair to Michael or Sonequa. That's too much pressure. And if something goes wrong, I mean, they, that who to blame everything on. So yeah, that's probably not good. And Daniel, I like your thing with the restaurant, and also Trek is kind of like pizza. Now pizza is good, but you know what it is when you're eating it, right? So something like that. And
unless it's an abomination with pineapple on it.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the thing is with Trek right now, you can cover a lot of different other Trek shows like Enterprise because you can bring Enterprise characters onto like Strange New World, because like, for example, T'Pol, Vulcans live very long, right? So you can bring T'Pol onto Strange New Worlds and it would still work, right?
Sure.
And then
sure.
With Lower Decks and Picard, you can surely bring Voyager and DS9 people on, or have have new shows from these characters, and that would be cool. Like what you were saying, B'Elanna and Tom, right? In the beginning of the show. That would be awesome. So
Yeah.
which other characters would you like to show up on either Strange New Worlds or any post-Nemesis type of show?
Oh, I'm guessing we're going to get some sort of Harry Kim pop-up, and he'll be something higher than Ensign.
Oh,
to
you
just
think
finally
so?
end that.
Really? They're going to bring him into Picard?
If it's just even a communique, hey, Commander Kim, or something like that.
Hey, Ensign Kim.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't have him ever be promoted. I mean, that's the thing. And then if someone asks and they're like, "What's going on? How the hell's that?" No, that's Kim's son.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Harry's son.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
It's Harold. Harold Kim.
It's Harold Kim. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
good.
good.
One thing that we did see though in that so they did a preview, kind of like seeing all the characters in Picard. Geordi is a Commodore. He's not an admiral. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, they did say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Getting up in the world. Yes.
That's because he's not commanding a fleet, but perhaps he is commanding some sort of like engineering corps or something. Maybe he's like the head of the Starfleet Corps of Engineers. So he's higher rank of captain, but he doesn't command a fleet.
Well, he was something like that in the comic pop-ups that happened before Picard even started, in terms of being at the Mars Planetatia, building all the ships and doing all the stuff for the rescue efforts for Romulan.
Or maybe he's in a Lionel Richie cover band. He's
That's
one of
cool.
the Commodores.
Yep.
He's
Or
dancing on the ceiling.
really old computers.
There you go. Very old.
Commodore
That's what he's
64.
into. Yeah.
It's Commodore 64.
Well, Hipster Spock, since we got you on, let's play another clip. Let's do how Paul Wesley, or I think that's his name, became Captain Kirk, and a little bit about that story, because it's interesting.
All right, here we go.
Yes.
You get the call. Is that how it happened? Did you get a call saying?
No, well, kind of. I got a call on a weekend saying,
Okay.
would you like to do a Zoom with Akiva Goldsman and Henry Myers and the casting director that I know that cast me in a pilot 15 years ago?
Okay.
And I'm like, sure. What's this about? And they're like, it's for Star Trek. It's an important role. And I was like, how important?
Yeah.
And they're like, take a guess. And I was like, I'll do the Zoom. And that was it.
Yeah. So,
How the hell's
There
that
you go.
work? How the hell's that work? Jesus. Lucky bastard.
He was in Teen Wolf with some of the other guys. So
See, Teen Wolf is important, yeah. It all
Yeah.
ties together.
that's
And,
why the panel's there.
He is also on like Vampire Diaries too, right?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah.
So they headhunted Paul Wesley rather than Paul Wesley having to audition for Kirk. That's very
That's what
strange.
it sounds like. Yeah.
That's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, that is very strange because I mean, Kirk is so iconic. Any actors would kill to play Captain Kirk, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So why would they headhunt for something like that? It's like
Money.
headhunting for the CEO of some big corporation.
Well, maybe that's the guy they wanted for sure. They asked him, he said yes, and that end of story. But if not, they would have gone to auditions probably.
Yeah. I don't know.
You
That's it. Just.
Did you not like him in that role?
He looked more like I posted before. He looked more like Jim Carrey from the Star Trek skit that they had in Living Color
Yeah.
than Captain Kirk, and he doesn't have the gravitas. No,
Well-
if you're gonna play Captain Kirk, you have to have some sort of gravitas or something. Chris Pine found it.
He wasn't
Paul
playing
Wesley-
Captain Kirk. He was playing Captain Kirk next
On
to
his way up.
He was playing him next to Christopher Pike. So I think they were looking for something different. They weren't looking for William Shatner. They were looking for William Shatner on his way up.
So I would agree with that, but I would also mention that even from the very beginning of the first JJ movie, with Chris Pine playing Kirk, there was gravitas there. The moment he was on screen, there was a weight to this guy has a swagger, this guy has a confidence, this guy knows what he's capable of and knows what he's not capable of. I mean, just look at the bar fight in the beginning of that movie when he takes on the security guards, right? This Paul Wesley guy does not look like someone who can do that. So he just doesn't look like someone who can do it.
It's also a different format.
It is.
It's a 110-minute movie. Yeah. Whereas opposed to this, it's okay, this is the first time we see him, and we're going to see him next season, and it's going to be a little different, and we're going to see him a year later, and it's going to be a little different, and by the time we close this show out, he's going to have become the character that we all know. And I want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the same old Kirk that we've seen for 50 years. We've seen that before. That's not interesting. That's more of the same.
You know, I think we're forgetting something too. The swag mountain that is Anson Mount. And it doesn't matter how much swag you've got. Comparatively to him, it's going to look like nothing.
Yeah.
Then again, the thing is, with that last episode of Strange New World, he could be totally crap, and it wouldn't really matter because Pike goes back to his original timeline, and none of whatever performance that Paul Wesley put on in 7 years in the future would even matter. Right?
Yeah,
that's part of it too.
That's true. That was Kirk because he wasn't captain of the Enterprise. That's how he turned out. So yeah.
All right.
Good point. Good point.
A couple of things. Two more things. Like number one, please no more disco. I mean, they gotta cut the this bleeding. Okay, that's. I mean, I guess the last season was okay, but I didn't watch it because it wasn't available here in Europe. So whatever. And second thing, I made a mashup between the Picard teaser and General Hospital's theme because I thought it would fit and it worked pretty well. So have a look at it. It's on. The link is in the on-air chat and the feedback channel on Discord and the Facebook group. So have a look.
Yeah, we'll go watch it. Yeah,
definitely.
So that's it. But thank you guys. Pretty interesting news coming out of Comic-Con, and should be pretty interesting what they show us in STLB.
Yeah. We'll be looking forward to it.
So.
Thanks for coming on, man, as always.
Yeah,
good talking to you. I'm going to mute you.
Thanks.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Anyone else?
I don't know if we had anybody else X up. I guess we can ask again real quick, and then while we're waiting for that...
well, I mean, if that's it, let's play one last clip, and we can react to it, and then that will end the show.
Well, I got feedback still from voicemails and everything else.
Oh, okay, great. Let's do that first, then.
Okay. So let's get into the voicemails. I think I have one voicemail. Okay. Here we go.
Dock up, boys.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What is this?
It's amazing.
Straight out of fountain, motherfucking deep sweet attitude. From the block that comes with attitude. What I'm called up.
That's us getting trolled.
Nice.
As soon as I heard the Dock Up Boys, I knew exactly who that was coming from. That's coming from Kyle. The guy who had to go and look up what the fuck a Gorn is because he doesn't even know.
That's a goring shame.
Yeah, that's a goring shame. That's hilarious. I need that full audio clip, by the way, Kyle. Yeah. Good job, buddy. Okay. Then we have over in the emails, we did get and we talked about this a while back. And then, of course, Daniel went and made us new intros, new clips for outros, news segments, all that kind of stuff, right? And so if you guys recall, about a year ago, almost a year ago this time, maybe a little longer than that if my timeline's not right. It might have been 2 years ago now. Might have actually been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
David Wilcox from across the pond over in London sent us in 2 of probably the strangest, weirdest, but coolest sound bits or bites or whatever you want to call them for intros and outros to the show. Well, he sent us 2 more. So I have not listened to them yet. We're going to play them both. The first one is called Trekcast Simply the Best Mix 2. I have no idea what's on this. So here we go. We'll see if it plays. Hold on.
Trekcast is simply the best. Ooh. Trekcast is simply the best. Ooh. Trekcast is simply the best.
Oops! I hit the button. I didn't mean to end it. I had like another 10 seconds, but it's all the same. So now there's another
awesome.
one. Now there's another one, and I don't know if this when it says this one's called Simply the Best Phrase Mix 2. I have no idea if he's actually clipping us into this or not. I'm kind of hoping he is because I want someone to do a mashup of us saying stupid, crazy things. Here we go.
Okay.
Trekcast is simply the best. Ooh.
Nope, it's just that right there. We got to use that. That we got to use that. That's great.
Yeah, that is great. I like that.
That is fantastic.
I like that a lot.
I love it.
Thank you for sending.
Yeah, thank you for sending that.
Yeah, guys, if you have any more like that, we'll take them. But that one right there is excellent. We'll use the little 6-second clip. I'll put that on the soundboard.
Nice.
This is something you would sing in the shower.
Oh, for sure.
Every morning when I'm washing my hair.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right, so those are the clips.
What else we got? Anything?
I think that's it on the feedback.
I did post in the group a question. The question was, would you rather time travel or visit an alien planet? It was pretty split, but just slightly edging out was time travel. And not by much. It was like 60-30, 60-40 split. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then we do have one more clip we can play.
Okay.
Just because I thought this was a fun story.
Okay.
Uhura's, the actress who plays Uhura, I can never remember her name. Anyways, she says she had her first big contact with a fan. And it was a pretty fun story. So
all right, here we go.
Let's play that.
We'll play it.
I had a really interesting one when we were shooting season 1. Before our characters were announced, I was walking into like a Shoppers or something, and the person who was ringing up my whatever I was buying at the time had a massive Star Trek tattoo.
Oh, wow.
Like with the faces of like the TOS characters like all around this massive Star Trek Delta. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm in a Star Trek show, and they're like, oh my god, that's amazing. And they're like, what's the name of it? Who are you playing? I was like, I can't tell you, but remember this face. And so they were very sweet, and I think that's such a commonality of Star Trek fans, that they are so excited about what we have to offer, and they're so kind and so welcoming. And so the fact that like when we're walking around Canada, people are like, hey, Spock, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So kind, so welcoming, as long as you're not a member of the Disco Cast.
Right, yeah. I would say the Disco Cast begs to differ.
Probably do. They probably do. Poor guys. They just got picked for their own show.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. If somebody said to me, hey, I'm in a Star Trek show. Oh, which show and who are you playing? Yeah, I can't tell you. I'd be like, yeah, okay. All right. Or
sure you are.
I
don't know why she couldn't tell him if, we all knew who was going to play Uhura months before the show came out, but who knows?
Yeah, but she shot Uhura a year before the show came out.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Tell you, but I tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to remember, the story she's talking about happened in Vancouver, where they shoot a lot of shows, and they know that Star Trek is shot there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
I mean, if somebody said that to you in Kansas, you wouldn't believe them. But yeah.
Good point.
All right. Cool.
Awesome.
Well, I think that. We did get a donation over to the coffee account. It came from Commander Felton because he hasn't been around for a while. So thank you, sir. And he said I have to get caught up with the episodes. I have had to work overtime for the past 4 weekends. Sorry, sir. That sucks.
They are growing Space Force. So
they are growing Space Force. But thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
Awesome.
I think that's about it for all the feedback I have.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right. Well, then I will see you gentlemen in 2 weeks. We're doing a show.
2 weeks it is. 2 weeks it is.
2 weeks. Because we'll go weekly once Lower Deck starts up.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. We'll get back on our summer rotation.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Yep. That's it for this week. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. Live long and prosper. Send us your email. Send us your voicemail. Send us all those things. You know what to do. Hit us up on the website, trekcast.com. Obviously over on Instagram, the Twitters, all the other 07, Kyle. all the other media that we're on. And we will catch you guys in 2 weeks.
Sounds good. Bye.
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 Program complete.